welcome to the agenda. Crises can happen at any time and to anyone, from private persons and celebrities to governments and corporate entities. Many organizations take preemptive steps to deal with misfortune by developing robust crisis management capabilities. Some organizations give crisis management a lower priority, while others don't address crisis management at all. A key component of crisis management is crisis communications, the need for an individual, organization, or government in crisis to communicate about that crisis to stakeholders and the public. Join me now as we explore crisis communications on the agenda. The world is a complex and unpredictable place. As such, it is commonly accepted that risk is a part of life, and from time to time, crises can and will occur. In fact, when you consider the increasing complexity of our world in the 21st century, it's notable that major crises don't occur more often. Crises occur at all levels of society. They can happen to individuals as well as corporations. The BP oil spill in the Gulf of Mexico is a crisis that not only threatens the environment, but the lives and livelihoods of Gulf state residents.
Something that happens quickly, it's something that demands attention, and I would also say it's something that's going to have a negative effect on your corporate reputation. About 5 years ago or so, I was sitting at my desk one afternoon, and I got a call from Howie Kurtz, a reporter at the Washington Post, and he said to me, I'm looking at this article that was on the front page of your paper today, and I think actually one of your reporters plagiarized what's in that article. And it was 4 o'clock in the afternoon, and I said, well, Howie, we're getting ready to wrap up the paper for the day. Everyone's going into the page 1 meeting where we discuss what's going to be on the front page the next day. I don't know if I can get back to you tonight. And he said, well, that's all right. See what you can do and get back to me tomorrow if you can't. And at that moment, I didn't know whether or not we had a crisis on our hands. I didn't, quite honestly, think so, because I couldn't imagine one of our reporters plagiarizing, but in fact we did. So sometimes it's hard to even know when you have one on your hands and when you don't.
Rapid advances in communications technologies and the diversity of media sources have transformed crisis management and crisis response in the 21st century. It mandates that an organization or individual involved in a crisis must have a crisis communication strategy ready for a quick response. Stephen Fink, crisis management expert and author of the book Crisis Management: Planning for the Inevitable, underscores this point. The immediacy of our communications heightens the immediacy of our crises. The strength of a crisis communication strategy can make the difference between a short-lived recoverable crisis or a drawn-out event with lasting damage. We can observe this principle in action by examining 2 recent high-profile celebrity scandals involving talk show personality David Letterman and champion golfer Tiger Woods.
Hey, it's Tiger. I need you to do me a huge favor. Can you please take your name off your phone? My wife went through my phone and maybe calling you. So if you can, please take your name off that and what do you call it? Just have it as a number on the voicemail. Just have it as your telephone number. Okay, you gotta do this for me. Huge, quickly. All right, bye.
We are continuing to follow more breaking news this morning, this time out of Florida from the home of Tiger Woods.
Sheldon Dutez joins us from the News Center, where we're hearing reports this morning that there was a blonde woman taken from that home on a stretcher.
Authorities in suburban Orlando say Tiger Woods was injured in a car accident early Friday when his Cadillac SUV struck a tree near his mansion. Police say the world's top-ranked player hit a fire hydrant and then the tree after pulling out of the driveway. The Windermere, Florida police chief says Woods' wife, Elin Nordegren, used a golf club to smash out the vehicle's back window and helped her husband out of the car.
He was in and out of consciousness with lacerations to his upper and lower lip, with a little bit of blood in his mouth, but he was conscious enough to be able to speak a little bit. According to my officers, it was not life-threatening injuries, according to them.
What did he say?
Nothing. He was mumbling, that was it.
Tiger Woods was in a minor car accident outside his home last night. He was admitted, treated, and released today in good condition.
The police report says alcohol was not involved, though the accident remains under investigation.
The question that jumps out the most is what exactly was he doing at 2:30 in the morning and where was he headed? The patrol did say there was no alcohol involved.
Woods has won 82 times around the world and has captured 14 major titles. He was to host his tournament, the Chevron World Challenge, on Monday in Thousand Oaks, California.
Tiger Woods remained silent, and over a period of weeks, more women came forward and the media took control of the story. 85 days after the initial event,
and thank you for joining me.
Tiger Woods came forward and made a public statement.
Many of you, I am deeply sorry for my irresponsible and selfish behavior.
For the public, the media, crisis management professionals, and reputation management experts, the apology was too little and offered far too late.
And all came to a head.
David Letterman took a different approach by making a public disclosure and apology in advance of the scandal breaking in the New York Post.
That I have had sex with women who work for me on this show. Now, my response to that is, yes, I have. My thanks to the staff for once again putting up with something stupid I've gotten myself involved in. Now, the other thing is my wife, Regina, she has been horribly hurt by my behavior. And when something happens like that, if you hurt a person and it's your responsibility, you try to fix it. And at that point, there's only two things that can happen. Either you're going to make some progress and get it fixed, or you're going to fall short and perhaps not get it fixed. So let me tell you, folks, I got my work cut out for me. I feel like I need to protect these people. I need to certainly protect my family. I need to protect myself, hope to protect my job, and the friends, everybody that has been very supportive through this. And I don't plan to say much more about this on this particular topic. So
you're the person that a lot of celebrities turn to when a scandal hits and they need damage control. And you have a motto. Tell us your motto, Cindy.
If you mess up, fess up. Right away.
Okay. Well, all right. Let's see.
Speaking of right away.
I do.
Sure, they hear it too. What about Tiger? Because he certainly didn't come in right away. What do you think about his apology speech?
The apology speech came far too late, and different from other people who have been involved in scandals, you know a full 10 days to 2 weeks before the scandal breaks. David Letterman handled himself perfectly, right on tone, came out ahead of the story, was contrite in his own way, self-deprecating, but honest. He controlled it, came out ahead of the story. Tiger Woods didn't come out ahead of the story, didn't answer any questions, wasn't seen by anyone.
It seems not a day goes by where we don't pick up the paper and read about something that happens to somebody, something bad, somebody's tragedy, somebody's misfortune. So what are we supposed to do when bad news happens to good people? What are we supposed to do when that bad news happens to you? Rule number 1, take control of the information quickly, early, respond, act fast. The key is that you want to define what it is you want to say. You want to make sure that you control the flow of information and not let somebody else control it for you. Number 2, make sure that you know what it is you want to say. Answer the questions. What happened? When did it happen? How did it happen? And most importantly, what is it that I or we are doing about it? Proactive counts. Number 3, I call it the 3 C's of crisis communication, or the 3 C's of communicating, quite frankly. Clear, concise, and consistent. We can also define that another way. Concern, compassion, caring. Sometimes what you say is not always as important as how you say it. Or, put differently, how you say something can be more important than what you say. We might get the facts from the newspaper, but we can only get the passion, the sincerity, and the meaning from you. If you genuinely care about a mistake that's been made, about something that's happened that's out of your control, let that come across. Let people believe you. People want to like you. And if they do like you, they'll have more of a tendency to believe you. If they believe you, you have a better chance of being forgiven.
Crises can occur at any time and often manifest themselves in various ways and at various speeds. In general, most crises are either natural in origin or man-made, accidental, or preventable in nature. Organizations and public personalities are wise to recognize their vulnerability to crises, adopt a crisis management plan that includes an effective crisis communication strategy. Billionaire businessman Warren Buffett may have summarized crisis communications best when he said, "One's objective should be to get it right, get it quick, get it out, and get it over." You see, your problem won't improve with age.
It wasn't our accident, but we are absolutely responsible for the oil, for cleaning it up, and that's what we intend to do.
I am deeply sorry.
I still feel like I did the right thing.
An organization in crisis has an incredibly small window of opportunity to mitigate the damage that a crisis can bring. In the digital age, information moves at the speed of light, and that forces crisis managers to react in near real time to unfolding events. Because of this reality, it is clear that a robust, flexible, and effective crisis management strategy must have an effective crisis communication strategy at its center. Without this, a crisis could inflict permanent damage on an individual, an organization, or even a brand, impairing future viability. We want to know what you think. Join the conversation by leaving a comment below. We want to hear your voice on the agenda. Next time on the agenda.
Another deadly attack on innocent civilians.
I think Americans are overly fearful.
Are news organizations and media outlets overplaying the threat of terrorism? Terrorism in the media. Next time on the agenda.